Hi, my name is Barry Diega and I'm dialing in from the UK. I have just come back from outside. I did a little workout, and what I usually do is I practice my guitar when I come back in. And in between that time, I make sure to check my C4C Telegram members group to keep me well informed of what's happening in the crypto sphere. And so that's when I saw the little post about a testimonial, and I thought I would just like to share my little journey and how Digital Dave has significantly impacted the lives of not only mine, but some of my friends and family members. And so I'm not here to play the world's smallest violin, but I'd just like to share this with you guys. So being a former design and technology teacher and a behavior specialist in social emotional behavior difficulty schools, I've come to work with some of the most challenging pupils that come from the most deprived areas here in the UK. And although I really loved it, it didn't pay a significant amount of money. And so ultimately the guitar has always been my guided light, and I fell into the opportunity of becoming a guitar teacher at a private guitar school. But that would have meant that I quit my job, my 9 to 5, where I had my salary and I was able to pay the bills. And because we've been here as foreigners in the UK, it's quite a lot of money to become citizens here. And so we've accumulated, my wife and I, a significant amount of debt. And when I made the decision ultimately that I'm going to follow my dream and I'm going to teach guitar and be a musician on the London Underground tube stations, it meant a lot of risk, especially in financially. So ultimately 2018, my wife and I, we were forced into bankruptcy. It wasn't an easy journey, having 3 children, having debts to pay, bailiffs knocking on the door, that kind of stuff. It was a really tough journey, and I decided at that time I'm gonna go on my own, teach guitar from my home so I can spend more time with my children and my wife. Earning only a little bit of money, I wanted more. I wanted to change our lives, and I started searching and I started reading books, and one of the books I held was a book called The Richest Man in Babylon, and there's this thing they say that you don't go to the bricklayer and ask them to bake you bread, meaning that you go to specialists. And I started searching for how I can invest my money, and I somehow encountered the vibrations of what I thought and how I felt. I encountered a YouTube channel with a white-haired guy, very calm, sincere, not all about the hype, but I could see that he was genuine and the information he gave was coming from his heart, and that he really wanted to fill the bags of others and not just his own. And that was Digital Dave. And since then I decided I will sign up to his Patreon group, and there was about 600 members, I think, where to now there's almost 6,000 members in the Patreon group. And I started buying little by little with the little money I had. I started buying from the portfolio that you send in the email, your portfolio, and little over that time. Lockdown happened, and all my students I had at home, I couldn't see them anymore, and there was the more stress and how are we going to make it financially? And come on, we just come from bankruptcies, and it just so I just worked harder, and at some point the students grew to about 30, and so I had more money, and I just bought little by little over the time. As time went on, I just believed in what Dave said, and I just followed his advice in terms of his buy up to prices and his well-planned exit strategies so that we could literally make generational wealth. In the beginning, as the lockdown happened, my wife and I decided that when our landlord said that they are pregnant with their first child and they want to move back into the house, is that we will gladly find another place to stay, and so that he can come back into his house. Little did we know that the bankruptcy would really put us in such a position where no agency would help us to find a property to stay in. And so we even contacted the UK Homeless Society to say that we won't have a place to stay at the end of July. That was a month later, and they just said, well, because you voluntarily said that you move out, we can't help you. You weren't evicted from the property where you stayed in. And we ultimately decided that we will buy tickets, we'll go back to home, South Africa, and at least if we struggle, we're going to have family there that can support us. And and then came 3 days later where I had to walk with my son into the A&E emergency service in the UK, where he was unable to walk. 5 weeks later, he was diagnosed with stage 4 childhood leukemia, and at this point I was like, wow, all these things are happening. God, life's just giving me all these weak hands. And I spent the rest 5 months in hospital, in and out, and then it stretched to a year. And I didn't watch my portfolio, but at that time I was able to put in about £5,000 into everything or the most of the coins, especially the Theta and the T-Fuels and the Cordanos, and I was able to put about £5,000 in that stretch of time. I made contact with Dave in the hospital saying I could see things grow exponentially, and he reached out, which was amazing. But then in January, when we fought this battle against cancer and we were walking away, my child was healthy and free of this life-threatening disease. Come February and March, my portfolio of 5,000 has increased to 10x. And now that to me was significant, because a year ago I was bankrupt. I had to shut down all my guitar students. I dealt with cancer, and a year later I had enough. If I had cashed out all the money that grew or from my portfolio, I would have been a millionaire in South Africa. How crazy is that? And so since then, Dave, I've sent everyone in your direction, all my friends and those that's eager to want more out of life than what it currently gives them. And I believe so much. I've had my targets. Thank you that I was able to read detailed information, that you always update that. Thank you that you are just coming and streaming an amount of energy from you that tells us the honesty, the sincerity, and how you really want to change others' lives, and that you currently are. And I'm sure this story is one of many out there. But I just want to say thank you very much from the bottom of my heart, that my wife and I, my 3 children, are able to be in a position now where we have a foundation, an actual net worth in the crypto sphere, because of you. Because of you. Thank you very, very much from the bottom of my heart. And I wish you all the best. And I'm so excited about what's happening in the crypto space. And yes, it's been amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
My name is Sam. I'm 27 years old. I am currently in Costa Rica. Just give you a little bit of peek about the view that I got right here. And I just want to let you know, man, I really want to let you know that if it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't be here. Back in the day, I was struggling financially. I was a personal trainer, and I was barely, getting to pay the bills, and I had like 60,000 in debt. And when you first started talking about did you buy it, and when I first stumbled upon your videos, you sitting at the beach in Koh Samui, I had a good energy about you, and so I decided to follow what you were saying and put in a little bit of money, put in like $400 and did you buy it, and $400 in Theta. But because I didn't have the depth of knowledge about crypto and the belief, I sold my positions because I needed that money, and I think I left about $40 in Theta, and I just completely forgot about it. You know how life works. You get another sign, you get this urge, this strong feeling, and you want to follow it. And that's what happened to me. I wanted to get back into crypto and really understand the technology. And coming from a software engineering background, I looked at the Theta network, and I've seen the potential. I've seen what you were talking about, the problem that it solves. It really is it's incredible what they're doing. And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna put all my chips in. I'm gonna start saving, and I don't care. I'm gonna, even though I didn't have money at the time, I'm gonna take all the money that I can get and put it into Theta and other coins. And I got to a point where I was eating less. Anyway, a total of about $2,000 I put into crypto in a span of 3 months. I don't even know how I came up with that amount. I was struggling that much. Now I'm sitting at about 45K American. I'm talking 2K Canadian to 45K American, and it keeps going up. So I want to thank you for giving me the stability, the security to have capital in case my business isn't consistent or I'm having unexpected bills, and just to be able to travel around and not worry and not have money as a hindrance, but rather feel abundance. And even though I know I'm probably a small fish compared to many of your members, I really am thankful because this move that you inspired me to do, this crypto move, allowed me to exit out of personal training, take big risks, build a digital marketing space, and I'm hired by businesses running hundreds of millions of dollars, and I still can't believe it. And it's because of the courage and the capital that you allowed me to build resulted in this career path. It resulted in me having this crypto as just on the side. It's no longer my main thing because I'm making enough, more than enough, and saving 50 to 70% of my income, putting it back into crypto. And of course, all thanks to you, buddy. I really do appreciate it. I hope I'm able to see you in Thailand when this whole COVID thing is done. Thank you again. You might not feel the transformation that I've felt in the last year or so, but I want to let you know that it is absolutely significant. And as you see, I am in paradise thanks to you.
Coops here from Port Hedon, Australia. I'll keep it brief because the All Blacks are playing in Wallaby shortly. But I just want to give you some thanks for where I am, my position in life after just 1 year. I watched a video of yours when you're walking down the beach. Chainlink was $4. I didn't get into it at the time, but there was something about you that I just believed. So, I talked to my mates about it, and yeah, after 3 months, I kept on a track of the price, and Chainlink was $16. And I just thought, man, I missed the boat. But I watched the next video of yours after that, and then the thing that you said when you said, and for those that didn't get in, it's not too late. And as soon as I heard that, I was all in, and I've never stopped for a whole year. I've sold some assets to buy into crypto. I believe it 100%, and that's thanks to you. But I bought another asset, my dream car, 69 Dodge Charger. Again, thanks to you. I can't thank you enough. It's changed my whole perspective on life. I know what the financial world's up to, the corruption, all that stuff, and I just look at the world differently thanks to you. And I can't wait to see you at your party next year. Thank you.
This is Mark from Australia, coming to you from Phuket, Thailand. Moved here, or relocated here a few months ago. I want to say thanks very much to Digital Dave for all the help, tips, research that he does. So obviously this is not financial advice, do your own research, but all of the tips and information that Digital Dave always gives, do very well out of if you're smart and listen to him and do your own research. So if you're thinking about joining his Patreon group, I would highly recommend it. There's a lot of golden nuggets in there. And hold crypto.
Hey Dee, this is Garth from southwestern Colorado, and I'm sitting out in the parking lot getting ready to head into the gym here Sunday morning. But I thought I'd just make this quick video testimonial. I started looking into crypto because Robert Kiyosaki kept talking about Bitcoin, and how to prepare for hyperinflation. So I started doing some research on the internet, and there's a lot of talking heads, as we know. And I came across you, Dave, and I just started watching you, and I'm like, this guy's honest. I just felt like I could trust you. But I didn't trust you quite at first. But so I watched you for like 3 months. I started watching you in like March, April 2020. And I didn't do anything until about June or July. I got into Theta. That was the first, spent like $1,000. Anyways, over time, I started seeing how I started really believing in it. And I was able to come up with some other money. It was actually some kind of COVID money that the government had given out. Put that towards it, and then speed up. By the end of 2020, I had about $180,000 that it had grown to from an $80,000 investment. And so I had a business, a portion of a partner was buying some of my business, and I had 200 grand that I wanted to put towards it. So I did. January, I remember freaking out. Like, I definitely FOMO'd in, bought at the high, because I was like, I was trying to send money to Caleb and Brown and stuff like that. It was so stressful. I didn't like wiring that kind of money and all this stuff. And anyways, made some mistakes. Took like 3 days, and Theta was like a $1.80, and then it went to like $2.15, $2.20, and I like bought a bunch of it at the highest price at the time, and then it dropped. But it's definitely gone up since then. Anyways, I have 2.5 million today, and I'm in a dozen different coins. All of DD's coins is what I stick strictly to that. And Dave, I've just been I'm just disciplined, following, tracking with you. Of course, I don't hold you responsible. I thank you. I'm sitting in my Land Cruiser that I just bought like a week ago with cash, but I didn't buy a brand new because that would be dumb in my opinion. I wanted to keep my money in crypto. I bought this used for 12 grand. I thought it was a pretty good deal. Anyways, but yeah, thanks so much, Dave. It's been an amazing ride. I'm looking forward to it. I've been peeling off profits, and I just bought two different real estate properties, and I have 2 more under contract. I'm going to take some off, so I'm reinvesting into income properties, because that's what I do, and I believe in. It's going to be a great hedge against inflation, in my opinion, as well as with crypto. So crypto and real estate, silver and gold is what I'm kind of hedging my bets during this time of potential hyperinflation. But DD, I'm so glad I ran into you on the internet, on YouTube, and I've passed you on to many people. So there's at least a dozen people that have joined the Patreon group that I'm aware of, and I'm sure that's multiplied. But anyways, it's well worth it, and I tell everybody, because you're the voice of reason, and trust is my big thing, because everybody talks so much stuff on the internet, but I really appreciate you, DD. And I would say that you've definitely changed my life, my wife, my kids, and my grandson, because you're helping us create generational wealth. All right, bless you, man.
Hi there, my name's Ahmed. I'm based in the UK. I'm part of DD's Crazy for Crypto's Patreon community. I'm not the type of person that usually joins Patreon communities, but I was drawn to Dave from his YouTube videos. I've been part of the Patreon group for probably about just over a year. During that time, my knowledge of cryptos and probably finances has grown tremendously. And my portfolio looks quite healthy as well. The Patreon's fantastic for lots of great tips, calls, tutorials, and a great community. Lots of great financial opinions, not advice, as DD says. But what I would say is that it's really helped me in my journey, and it's fantastic in terms of the community and support. And I really like the outside of the box sort of content, lifestyle, and health advice. So thanks as always, DD. It's always great to be part of the crew. Thanks.
This is Sam in Texas, and I just want to send you a word of encouragement. About 1.5 years ago, I decided to get involved in cryptocurrency. So I bought some Ethereum, and it was very quickly stolen out of my wallet, my fault. And then I got some Theta, and I sent it to the wrong wallet. And I was just about ready to throw in the towel until I felt led to join your Patreon group. Wow, what a difference. Your texts were able to help me recover my theta, put it in the right wallet, and then I learned how to stake it. And then I learned how to take a stagnant 403b retirement account and roll it into an IRA with I Trust Capital. And since that time, in 1 year, it's over 4x'd in size. Just using your top 12 picks, I've taken a very small portfolio and now it's worth over $1 million. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave, for making me a millionaire.
Hey, when Karen's happy, everybody's happy. Thanks, Dave.
My name's Steve, and I'm just reaching out to say a heartfelt thanks for all the work you've done at the Crazy for Cryptos site. You can probably tell from my accent that I'm based in Australia, and I just wanted to let you know how supportive I am of your channel and the work that you've been doing. Your work has certainly changed my life for the better. I have never delved into cryptos before. My background actually is in financial planning and specifically in securities, so on the stock market. And I never thought in a million years I would be investing into the crypto market, which I thought was too scary, too unstable, and far too risky. Your genuine knowledge of the market, the way you can explain how each crypto that you're looking at works to give us an understanding of the company behind the crypto, and the way that you can teach many people that it's not just about the crypto itself, it's about the project the crypto backs, has been an eye-opener for me, and it has truly changed my life. The money that we've put forward into the market over the last 12 to 18 months has generated such a huge return. We've had returns on some of the coins that you've put forward of more than 3,000%. Overall, my portfolio is up over 500%. So it has really generated a lot of wealth for us, and we're forever grateful for that. For me personally, it's not about the wealth that it generates. It's actually about the opportunity that it's given us as a family, about what we can do with that wealth. To put that into context for you, late last year, my mother-in-law was diagnosed with a terminal brain cancer, a glioblastoma. Now, my wife is a nurse, and the money that we had in our portfolio from the growth of it meant that she was able to retire from nursing to look after her mother at our house full-time, and nursed her through what she had to go through over about a 9-month period. Now, we could not have done that at all without your help. So it's meant the world to us. My wife is now back at work. My mother-in-law is still alive, which is good, but she's been moved on to a facility now that can handle the stage that she's at. But it gave my wife 9 months with her mum that she would not have had otherwise, and that is the stuff that's intangible. It's the stuff that you really, what crypto can do and financial freedom can give you is that ability to do the things that are heartfelt, and there's no price you can put on that. That's, as I said, intangible. So again, thank you, Dave, from the bottom of my heart, from Australia. Your efforts have helped me massively and my family. My son also is now involved in crypto, and it's helping him get his first house deposit. And there are a lot more stories like that I could go through and tell you about how your journey has helped our journey over the last 12 to 18 months. But probably the most important one was the fact that we could take that time off for my mother-in-law and to be a carer for her and not have to worry about finances. For anyone who's watching this testimonial, my suggestion would be, if you're worried about jumping into the market, go back and have a look at Dave's channel on YouTube or on Theta TV, and just have a look at some of the things he's spoken about even a year ago, and compare what he was saying then to where the market is now, either the market overall or certain specific cryptos he may have discussed in that time. And I struggled. I did my research very carefully before I decided to join Dave's Patreon group. I researched very carefully what Dave had said. I looked back at all his old videos before I even made the plunge of going and joining the Patreon group, and I was staggered to find how accurate and sensible his knowledge was. So I wish anyone who's watching this the best of luck. but take a leap of faith too at the same time. It's not as scary as it sounds. Take care from Australia. Cheers.
Hi everybody, my name is Ron and I am a Dutch national living in Thailand. Nearly 2 years ago I got an interest in cryptocurrencies and I was blown away by the vast amount of information that's out there on the internet, including YouTube. I ended up by selecting a few YouTubers that I will follow, and my number one is Crazy for Cryptos, Digital Dave. I like his approach to life and I really appreciate his knowledge with regards to cryptocurrencies and everything that comes with it. It is not only the selection of cryptocurrencies with great potential, but also other stuff, for instance, which wallets to choose. He also has developed an exchange that makes it very cheap and very handy to exchange coins that you have. He also has great tutorials with regards to staking, and staking, that is creating a passive income. Well, all these things together has led me to a gain in my financial position, for which I'm very grateful. Dave, I love your work and I'm very pleased to be a Patreon member. Keep up the good work, keep up the positive spirit, and I will recommend you to everybody because it is meaning a lot. Thank you.
My name is Nina. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. I have been following you for 1 year and now I'm retired. I made enough money in 1 year. I don't need to work anymore. Thank you so much for teaching us everything about crypto that I couldn't find the same information anywhere else, written in such a concise and easy to understand form that everyone can read and learn about it. You're such a wonderful man. I hope to see you soon in Thailand. God bless you. Bye.
This is Crypto Task Force. I just want to say thank you for everything you do. I started last year coming to your group. I was watching some YouTube videos where you mentioned to invest in Cardano, Polkadot, Theta, and many other coins, and it did really pretty well for me. You can't imagine. Just stay like you are. You're really a great human person, and always stay positive, my friend, and I thank you very much. See you very soon.
Hi everyone, my name is Susan from Colorado, alias Crypto Grandma, and I just wanted to give a shout out to Digital Dave and all the great help that he has given me over the last several months. I originally heard about cryptos from a good friend who talked me into a sure thing of investing what I had in my savings account along with what I had in my granddaughter's savings account into a cryptocurrency called OneCoin. OneCoin, as many of you know, turned out to be a Ponzi scheme and a complete scam. But because of that original undertaking and seeing other cryptos, I became very interested in researching different ones, different platforms, and that's how I found Dave, was on YouTube several months ago. And since then I have joined his Patreon. I originally saw him on the green screen of Koh Samui, which of course was just his wonderful world of real life. So I have joined the Patreon. I wait for every message in the morning that says you have a new video from Crazy for Cryptos. I invested what I had in retirement in my 401k. I rolled that into iTrust Capital, which is for cryptocurrencies, and that's all because of Dave. And that is an amazing thing, way better than what it would be doing sitting in the stock market. And I also just want to thank him for his great ease in telling us what we could or should or might want to do, and just enjoy the scenery. I've donated to the orphanage. It's just been kind of a really fun family for me. So he's helped me stake Theta, which I only have a couple thousand in there, and I've got my T-Fuel, and you know, $30 at a time is honestly the only way that I can do it. But I just want to say thank you, and I'm very grateful. Thanks, Dave.
I'm Jeff from Las Vegas, and I've been a C4C member for about a year and a half. I discovered Digital Dave on YouTube and found him to be genuine and sincere and relatable, and I just intuitively felt that following him was the right thing to do, and I became a Patreon member. And I have to say that his portfolio, which I have mirrored quite closely, has helped me to be able to retire within the next 90 days, whereas I would not have had that opportunity without finding Digital Dave in the crypto space. So I am very, very grateful, and I am supercharged about this bull run that is coming and that we're beginning to hit stride with. It's going to be great, and I couldn't recommend him more highly. And I have sent several friends that are willing to listen and understand the crypto space. I've sent them to him, and they have really benefited themselves. And by the way, I'm recording this in Capitol Reef National Park in Utah for the weekend. So my best to everyone, and thank you, Dave, and hope to meet up with you when we can finally pull off that Thailand C4C party. Everyone take care.
This is Dennis, and I live in the New England area of USA. And I'm sitting in my 2021 minivan I just bought recently. And I started watching Crazy for Crypto in April 2020 and started buying Theta in early May 2020. And now I am fully retired, and my portfolio's back in the 7 digits. But best of all, I got my son into crypto, and he moved to Texas, and we have the best phone conversations, father-son, sharing our excitement about crypto, sometimes on a daily basis. So, thanks much, Dave.
Hello everyone, my name is RJ, I'm from the United States, and this is going to be my testimony for Digital Dave and Crazy for Cryptos. Dave is one of the most genuine people when it comes to finances probably ever that I've ever seen in my life. And that's what drew me into this Patreon page and his YouTube channel. When I first found his channel, it was when Chainlink was having its run up to around $20 in the middle of the bear market last year in 2020. And when I found his channel, you know, I saw him talking about Chainlink and how calm he was about it, how composed he was. And when he said he had been accumulating it since it was 35 cents, I understood that Dave understood what generational wealth was and how to build it. He wasn't one of these hype people that's just looking to build everything to the moon. And he wasn't even looking to be selling it yet, even though it had gone on this massive run, because he understands the potential in these coins and where they're going to go in the long term. And just over the past year in general, I found him, and I've done things in my life that I literally can't even explain to you. The change that I've come from and how much I've turned my life around in the past year by following a lot of the financial opinion that he's given. So, Dave, I just want to say thank you personally, and I want to let you know how many lives you are affecting, not just myself and my family, but through the information that I've gathered through your page, I've been able to help over 50 people within my family and friend group, and I know that they are touching the lives of others as well. So the information that you're giving out in these Patreon groups is going further beyond yourself and the people within that group itself. So I just want to say thank you, and if you are considering joining Dave's Patreon group, I highly suggest it. I never was in a group prior, and this was the first time I felt the value was there, and for $20, I mean, literally just the pin post is worth the money. So thanks again, everybody.
Hey guys, my name is Nick. I'm from Melbourne, Australia, and this is my brief story. Last year for many of us was a testing year, one filled with difficulty and tribulation, and you know, for me personally, I had struggled with deep depression for most of 2020 and all of 2019. Yeah, up until that point, I was already out of work for close to a year. You know, come the turn of 2020, as we all know, COVID-19 hit, as well as the Australian bushfires that burnt most of the country and were burning for weeks on end. And after that, my depression plummeted. into depths I didn't even know existed. You know, I looked around me and the world was burning. And as each day slowly went by, I was slowly drowning. And with all the negativity and division that had subdued all around me, I genuinely began thinking that there was no conceptual way out of this for me. However, when all seemed lost, I came across this interesting guy on YouTube one day deep in lockdown. And one thing that I noticed straight away, other than his insane passion for cryptocurrencies, was every video backdrop put green screens to shame. I had quickly come to learn that this mysterious man in the video's name was Dave. And Dave is someone that can only be described as a guiding light. And from that day on, he illuminated my path forward. After watching video after video, it wasn't before long that I took Dave's financial opinion, did my research, and invested in the top Crazy for Crypto coins that had resonated with me. And here we are, just over a year later. Although my portfolio has gone up thousands and thousands of percent, for me it was the person that I became along the way and the character development that I experienced that was the ultimate reward. Amongst all this, DD has also shown me the importance of leading with gratitude and humility amongst the success, and the importance of surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals, which I've had the absolute pleasure and honour of being a part of. The amazing community that he's built on Patreon. And I can honestly sit here and say that this was largely due to DD. We all value his insight and work ethic, but I think it was his authenticity and care that is difficult to come across, not just in the crypto community, but just within people in general. And I think that's a testimony to the kind of person that he is. Even so, in saying all that, words alone cannot possibly describe the magnitude of impact he's had on my life and the lives of so many others. And throughout this journey, the one and only Theta Warrior has taught me the virtues and lessons needed to become a warrior in my own respect. And that for me will forever be infinitely more valuable than any material possessions or wealth that I have amassed along the way. And for that, I am eternally grateful. All in all, thank you DD, and thank you everyone in the Crazy for Cryptos group. And just like the cryptocurrency market cap as a whole, our growth and prosperity is inevitable, and I cannot wait for what's to come.
Hello everyone, my name is Kyle, and last year I was working as a nurse full-time, and one of my biggest goals has been to retire early. So long story short, I decided crypto was going to be that vehicle, and so I started doing research, and I discovered Digital Dave on YouTube last year around May, and decided to join the Patreon group because I instantly resonated with Dave. I just thought he was honest and humble and like a real guy, and just authentic. So anyway, I decided to join. I got the last platinum membership that was available in early June last year. I had a one-on-one call with Dave, a couple of them actually, but I asked him, Dave, what would you do if you were me and you wanted to retire in 5 years? And I took his advice, went heavy, went all in, and just kept doing research. And now it's September 2021, and I'm able to retire from my job as a nurse if I want to. But however, I still work, but I'm working 2 days a week, so it's not that bad. And until I figure out where I'm going to go from here. But it's been a dream come true. It still hasn't quite hit me yet, but I wanted to really make this video to say thank you to Dave and the Crazy for Crypto community. It's been amazing, and I highly recommend checking it out. And again, thank you, Dave.
I am Vincent. I am talking to you from Barcelona. Thanks for all the info you have been sending to me, to us, to the community. I first started following you on 2020, and I remember once you talked about Theta and it went up, and I thought I missed the boat, but then it went back down, So in June 2020, I bought some Theta, and it worked very, very well. So I decided to be a member of the Patreon, and it's great because you give some nice information. MTV, Multivac is working well. Hope XRP is going to Moon soon. And so anyway, I just wanted to thank you. I really like to watch your videos because you always send some positive vibes, and like even when the market is crazy, you always relaxed, and that's good. Many times when there was panic and everyone in YouTube was like doing emergency videos or stuff like that, I watched some of your videos and you wasn't even talking about the stuff that everyone was talking about. So you always ahead of the market. I don't know how to call it. My English is not perfect, but that's it, Dave. I'm not expecting to have the best video for you, but it was just a message from me to you, and we'll see how this bull market, if it's a 4-year cycle or it lengthens, whatever, we'll see how it keeps going. I think now we will have the best time of the bull market, the biggest parabolics. We'll see anyway. I hope XRP will work well. I believe you too. We'll see how Theta goes. And anyway, thanks for all the info. I'll be watching all your videos, and thanks for everything.
Hi guys, I'm a Crazy for Cryptos member from the Emerald Isle, which might be better known to you as Ireland. I came across Dave and Crazy for Cryptos about 1 year ago when I was interested to learn more about a cryptocurrency by the name of Theta. So my first port of call was YouTube. I simply typed the word Theta into the search bar, and nearly every single video result was from Crazy for Cryptos. There was only a handful of people, if even, that were talking about Theta at the time. And now everyone's talking about Theta. I vividly remember the first video I watched featuring Dave, and remember thinking to myself, this guy, he seems like a trustworthy, he seems like a passionate guy, and he seems to know what he's talking about. He really seemed to know his stuff. So fast forward 1 year to today, and I can guarantee anyone watching this video today that my instincts were 100% correct. He is every one of those things and more. So his guidance and the guidance of other members in the Crazy for Cryptos community, they've really led me down a better path in life, and not only financially, but in other areas too. One thing I've definitely learned to do is to think for myself. And that is definitely a trait I picked up from you, Dave. And you cannot put a price on that. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much, Dave. Thank you to everyone in the Crazy for Cryptos community, and I look forward to meeting you all at the Crazy for Cryptos Thailand beach party in the not so distant future. So that's my testimonial. Thanks for watching.
How can you change your life in 6 months? Well, you gotta join Crazy for Cryptos and listen all Dave's advice, because it's exactly what I did. 6 months ago I was financially, emotionally broken. I didn't get paid for 6 months because of COVID. I lost my relationship and I was in a big hole. I was on the bottom. I used to be a professional athlete for 20 years, and I was always fighting and always tried to find my way back. But this time I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have to change something. And then I started doing research how to stop being dependent on other people. And I started doing research about crypto, and luckily, thanks God, I found all the Dave's video on YouTube, and more I watch of his videos and everything from 2018, 2017, basically everything what he says, it happened. So I joined his group, and since that my life just turned 180. I left UK, I moved to Bulgaria. I'm living freedomly, I have no boss. I'm still far away from being financially secure, but I know one thing, that I finally feel like I have life in my own hands, and I would like to say big thank you to you, Dave, and all of the members.
Hi there, my name is Adrian Pilling and I live in Johannesburg, South Africa, and I just tell you my story very briefly. I've been messing around in cryptos for 4, 5, 6 years now, and actually tried to live in cryptos for a while, and found that really difficult because I had no experience, no mentor, nobody to guide me. So I had to concentrate on my normal real estate business, and well, COVID just knocked that right out the park. That business almost evaporated. So I was forced to refocus on cryptos in the last year and so. And what I've found is that there's too much information out there, and everybody's trying to sell you something, and most of the information is just rubbish, really. And it's so difficult to filter out the important basic information you need. And I've discovered that cryptos is actually not that difficult, provided you follow the right thinking patterns. And what happened to myself and my family was we actually wound up having to get back into real estate. Real estate got destroyed by the pandemic, and we had to rely on a little bit of cryptos that I've got. And I took some of that and I gave it to some traders to go and trade for me, and they just ran away with the money. So the lesson there is do your own research and be responsible for your own portfolio, your own nest egg, but follow the right information. And I've been able to basically get rid of pretty much all the other newsletters and stuff that I've been downloading, subscribing to, and just going from one to the other, and just focus on 2 or 3. And my go-to one is Crazy for Cryptos. And the reason being is quite simple. There's no ego, it is what it is, there's no smoke and mirrors, there's nothing fancy, it's just good quality, honest research, and it's been so good for myself and my family. We've been able to double our crypto portfolio this year alone. So I want to say thank you to you and your team for all you've done, because you're putting our family back on the road to prosperity. And I want to say thank you for all you've done. It's been really great. I tell all my friends about Crazy for Cryptos, so do yourself a favor, jump on board, great research. Be aware, it might make you some money. Thank you, Crazy for Cryptos.
Hi, my name is Rich Hart, and I remember the first time that when Dave said, just get as much theta as you can, and it's been very good so far, and we really feel it has a great future. And also then I got into the rest of his picks, Cardano and Chainlink and Digibyte and then so many more, and they've all gone up at 8x, 10x, 15x, some of them 20x increases since we got in. So I think it's, if you can hold on to this for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, it's going to be a phenomenal ride and a phenomenal opportunity. But I want to thank Digital Dave for his intense passion and remarkable research that he does literally daily, and researching and giving us the best picks that he can. So thank you, Digital Dave, and thank you. It's allowed me to live here.